A fairly lengthy super thanks to begin here from D Warrior. Says sometimes he wishes we let Dak cook more, run more, let him call the shots. Mike's play calling seems outdated. Situational awareness less than studs. Brothers came in before week 4, FYI. I get the Kellen Moore hate. He had some bonehead plays, but the stat sheet, that team was number 1 in points scored. I think Gallup is back. Want to see Tolbert get some more snaps, or Turpin if they aren't going to scheme Cooks open. Need a body on defense to run to. Our guys look slow and outmatched. They're going to refer to the Cardinals game. I don't disagree with most of that. I think Kellen, understandable to move on. Red zone has to be better, though. Gallup does seem back to me. They did get Tolbert more involved, and Turpin as well. I'd say scheme some of your receivers open in the red zone. Run a pick play one time. That's all I'm asking for. Steven Goltz, a $2 super thanks. So he's in the fullback near the goal line. Let's go to Zeke. This did come in, by the way, again, before the Cowboys-Patriots game, and it aged like a fine wine because they did use Hunter Luepke for a red zone touchdown in week 4. All right, these are all super thanks. You see super chats on our live shows all the time, right? Super thanks are the on-demand version. So if you're watching any video not live, you can still donate. We'll give you guys a shout-out every time they come in because we appreciate your support here on the Cowboys Report. Danny Whitney, that's right, makes Whitney, yeah, duh. What about signing Fournette cheap since no one else wants him? Bruiser on the line. I think it should be a red flag that it's October and no one's signed him. That's not a good thing. And that not just there's no signing, but very little buzz on any interest. The Patriots kind of brought him in and they were like, we're going to go with Zeke, right? I think that should be a red flag. He's a big guy, but he was bad in Tampa last year. O-line wasn't great. It'd be fine, but I don't think that fixes any of your red zone issues, frankly. Jeff Cook. Shouldn't the LVE scoop and score be considered a red zone touchdown? LOL. It did happen in the red zone, so I like that. It's a funny joke. Also, Deron Bland leads the Cowboys in touchdown passes this year. He's got 2. Now, from the other team, but it still counts. From not Jeremy Chuggs' burner, should Parsons go back to his hybrid linebacker? Again, this came before the Patriots game. Rundy is not that good right now. Also, F them picks. We'll get to that part too. I keep Micah at edge. It worked pretty well against New England. You need your linebackers to make plays. I think Micah's too valuable as a pass rusher. He says, let's so far for Surtain and replace Diggs this year, Gilmore next year. Take a first and as many 2s as you want. Probably take two 1s for you, my friend. But it would be a fun addition, I promise you. So would you trade for Patrick Surtain? I think it's two 1s and a day 3 pick minimum. Would you do that trade? Y for yes, N for no. It's the pinned comment on today's mailbag. So if the ad comes on YouTube, take advantage and go vote. How's Sam Williams and Mazi playing? Mazi has not played that much. I'll get the exact snap counts up here in a minute. Through 4 games, Mazi played 17 snaps last week. I thought he was actually kind of flashing as a pass rusher a little bit. I thought the run D didn't get gashed when he was in there that much, so I think that means probably pretty good things for him. Sam Williams, fairly quiet, I thought, against the Patriots, but he's had some pressures this year. He's basically playing the same amount of snaps as Dante Fowler. Solid. Still room for growth on both guys. Especially Mazi. Be patient. It's not an overnight thing for him. It's going to take some time. The Cowboys knew that going in. Aja Pawar, Cowboys need to have the same intensity on offense next week. Firing out of the gate, avoid the slow starts, execute in the red zone. The thing that opposing teams want to avoid is falling behind big early. So if you can capitalize on that offense, if you can get to a hot start, good things are going to likely happen for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, they have their first in red zone trips, which is great. It means they've moved the ball really well this year. They're 30th in efficiency entering Monday night. It's not very good. 14th in total red zone scores, touchdowns, I should say, for all those stats. They're not that far away. They just have to be better. All right. Today's show is made possible by Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/Cowboys and help take control of your spending and your subscriptions today. There are subscriptions for everything these days, from streaming services to fitness programs to everything else in between, the whole, I don't know what to call it, the food delivery services, the ride shares, etc. That's why I'm a big fan of Rocket Money. Most people think they're spending around $80 a month on subscriptions. The actual total is about $200 a month. Yeah, there's that big of a difference. You can save a ton of money by using Rocket Money. Stop wasting money on things you don't need. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and manage your money the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/Cowboys. That's rocketmoney.com/Cowboys. rocketmoney.com/Cowboys. Links in the comments section and the description of today's show. Ecuador man AOG, I'm wondering your opinion on what it would take to re-up Osa Odighizuwa. He's not going to sign right now. He's going to let this year play out, which actually he has to because that gets into his third year, so you have to wait till after this year. If he gets to like 10 sacks, it's going to be a lot of money. You're going to be talking in the, or if he gets to 8 or 7 sacks, in that $15 million on the low end, 20 plus on the high end. Chris B, it's honestly hilarious watching these talks after 33 win. They get no credit. All they're in was playoffs, even though it's week 4. Stop talking about us then if the playoffs is all that matters. The reality for Dallas is what they do in September, October, November, December. It doesn't really matter. It's January. Because the expectations are not about being a top 10 team or top 6 team like they've been the past couple seasons. They need to be a top 4 team. Now, that's also true for the Niners and the Eagles and the Bills and the Chiefs and your other top contenders. That's why I say enjoy the ride right now. Save your stress for when the playoffs arrive. But it is very weird to have the worldwide leader, they suck now, go, wow, Eagles beat a non-contender, maybe a wild card team in overtime, that the game they almost lost. What great leadership. What a win. Actual headline. The Cowboys was literally, do you want a cookie? That's ridiculous. The answer, by the way, is credit to Philadelphia for gutting out narrow wins. They didn't play that well. And credit for the Dallas Cowboys blowing out the Patriots, who almost beat Philadelphia and probably should have. It's actually not that hard, but there's such a negative spin that happens some days from media. I mean, you saw it with Ronnie Harrison and Zach Wilson, right? That they're setting themselves up for failure. And these unrealistic expectations that typically only get applied to a few teams and a few players. Chris B, look at the NFC North news account about Caleb Williams. I see the tweet. Fake news. Says he'd only play for 5 teams, Cowboys, Raiders, Vikings, Giants, and 49ers. And also claims that he could make more money turning to USC. No, he can't. It's also not true. That's fake news. I promise you. He'll turn pro. He'll be the number 1 overall pick. Now, we will have a live Cowboys versus 49ers watch party for you. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. YouTube.com/CowboysTV. Duncan from Connecticut. Shout out to Allie Barefoot. Celtics talk by Chat Sports. You have a basketball team, Tom. I don't really. I've always enjoyed and respected the way the Spurs played basketball. When I was going to college at Miami, Ohio, it was fun to be the Indiana Pacers on 2K. They were also closer to me than Cleveland was. I don't really have a. I don't know if Chuck is even a Lakers fan. I don't know who he cheers. No, he's a Rockets fan. He's a Rockets fan. That's right. I don't really have an NBA team. I just like watching good basketball. I've always liked Jamal Murray because he's fun in 2K. I'm the guy that like picks the good shooters in 2K. So I was happy to see Murray have some success. I had a long-running bit in the bubble. I was calling Jamal Murray a top 5 NBA player in the office. I got to bring that back again this past year. Alfredo Jimenez. How about trade for Jonnu Smith? Hunter Luepke, a good free agent option. Jake Ferguson's kind of played pretty well. Honestly, the Jonnu conversation fits in the same as the Kyle Pitts one. They use both tight ends. The Patriots also kind of need Hunter Henry, even though they're not that great of a football team. I'm unconvinced you need those guys drastic upgrades over Jake Ferguson when you just spent a second rounder on a tight end. I'm not so sure. Keep it somewhat realistic again, but name a player who you guys would love to see acquired by the Dallas Cowboys organization. Sound off in the comment section. For the truth, JC forever. The Niners have had a pretty soft schedule this week against the Cowboys. Same's true of the Dallas Cowboys. I think this is going to be one of the best Sunday night football games, if not the best of the year, and is a great benchmark for both teams. It'll probably be a very close and lower scoring game. TKG, we win this game if we stop CMC, wide receivers, Kittle and Purdy, and who will block Bosa. So you will win the game if you take away the Niners' best players. Certainly true. Not easy to stop all those guys at once. Hopefully Tyron's out there to block Brock Purdy, because I don't trust Chuma Adoga even with tight ends helping out. All right, score predictions from for the Cowboys and Niners. Who you got winning and what's that final score? Vote for me in the comment section right now. Brian Parson, I wish Dak would run more when things break down. He has run some this year. There have been a couple really great scrambles by Prescott. There's also been some times he tried to run, and it just didn't work out because the defense got there too quickly. I wouldn't mind some more red zone runs in particular, but those have to be managed properly because you don't want them to get hurt. And not only that, sometimes your O-line just gets cooked too quickly. There have been some nice scrambles, but there's always room for more. Yeah. Chris B, if the tight ends actually catch the ball, that's 3 more scores. If Ferguson dropped one. I think Hendershot might have 1 or 2, and at least 1 or 2, and Schoonmaker has 1 as well. So, yeah, Hendershot didn't drop one. He dropped one and then missed on a run he should have scored on. 4 touchdowns on the board by your tight ends. You have room to be better. If we did not get to your question, sorry, there were a lot of them. Our apologies. You can always hit me up on Twitter or X or whatever we're calling it, @WhatGoingDowney. That link will be in the comments and the description of today's show.